Hello everyone, and welcome to Star Trek Event Horizon, a Star Trek Adventures 2nd Edition game using the rules by Modifius Entertainment. My name is Elias the Game Master, and joining me are three lovely individuals who will meet right away, because we're starting a little bit late, because traffic is not fun for anybody, especially for anybody on the road. Just maybe don't rubberneck, is all I'm saying. Just maybe don't do that. But yeah, let's start with Peter. Peter, who you playing, and anything you want to shout out?
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Peter, or Petrus Aquinas on the interwebs, and I am playing Lieutenant Commander Jaral, the Temerian Chief Engineer. Nothing to shout out this week. Maybe next time.
All right. Ravens, what do you got going on?
Hey, I'm Ravens, or Tony, whichever you prefer. I'm playing Captain Oliver Mason, CO of Event Horizon. Shoutouts. Well, check in tomorrow. We're playing the new series TNG Remastered in our little mini campaign.
Where I'm actually a player.
Or
I've already punched
just a
someone.
player.
I've already tried to punch somebody, so you know it's a good series. So,
Good.
you know.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Steadfast, what do you got going on?
Hello, Steadfast here. I was the guilty party, stuck in the glorious Atlanta traffic, but I'm alive, and we've made it here, and I'm ready for whimsical Star Trek adventures. So.
All right. Let's run that intro video, and then we'll get started. And welcome back. Now, normally, the players would do an opening log here. Normally. However, I think we're going to start in media res. And what I mean by that is that the event horizon is shown screen left, creeping towards what appears to be a Klingon Bird of Prey. Now, this Bird of Prey looks to be shattered in some aspect, where its right wing has been sheared at the joint, and the overall pod structure of the neck has also been sort of dented inwards, as if struck by like a great hammer of some kind. And as the U.S. Navy adds background noise, thank you, U.S. Navy, we see the event horizon come to station keeping next to this broken Bird of Prey, and we actually hear a Klingon bit of narration. And the Klingon says, The Federation, I did not even know they had a ship in this area, but they have offered assistance, and given the nature of my mission, I think it prudent to allow them aboard under monitored guidance. However, they must not know of what I have in my cargo hold. It is vital to the safety of not only the Klingon Empire, but perhaps all of the Alpha Quadrant. And it's at this point that we see at least Jaral and Zephyt beam over, because I would assume you two would go over as part of the away team. But Mason, if you want to go too, you're perfectly allowed. But we at least see Jaral and Zephyt materialize in a Klingon environment. Again, lots of reds, lots of low lighting, browns, doesn't smell that great. But waiting for you is a Klingon individual. He looks to be older in terms of Klingon. So instead of the brown hair, it's just flowing white. He's actually wearing a white uniform. And Zephyt, I have a question for you. What is your relationship with Starfleet Intelligence?
I think passively probably done some stuff for them, some piloting missions. I think primarily, not the first interaction, not his primary role. I think he's been more deployed on vessels for most of his Starfleet career.
Okay.
But he's worked with them before on different operational capacities, that sort of thing.
Okay. So I would say that based on what you've just said, the white uniform isn't really sticking out meaning anything to you.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the Klingon, walks up to you all, shakes your hands, and goes, "Well, it's a good thing you are here. My name is Captain Koch. Koch. No, Koch. It's more of a guttural K. You know what? I'm going to change his name because I just realized how bad that could sound.
It's okay.
That needs to be changed.
Just
always...
get rid of just do Ka. Maybe just get rid of the last part. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? His name is Ka. There you go. Kaa. There we go. That sounds better.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, listen. Let me make it clear. As a game master, you have a list of names, right? And you're like, oh, that name looks great. I love it. And then you say the name, and you're like, well, fuck.
It's me, Mike Hunt.
Oh, God. Well, that's probably going to get the video age restricted, but whatever.
Yeah.
My name is Ka, and I am glad that you are here, though I was not expecting Federation in the area.
Was there like a distress call, or did they call for us specifically, or was it a general call for aid, or
just a general call for aid?
Where are we? We were back in normal place. Yeah.
No, you're still in the Armstrong patch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still far out.
Mm-hmm. You are farther than anyone has any right to go. That includes Klingons. How did they get here? Question mark.
Right. Yeah.
Jaral is going to look at him and be like, well, we have a special mission out here. Did you encounter an anomaly that brought you out to this particular region of space? We also had no idea that we were going to encounter a Klingon vessel.
I guess you could say it was an anomaly of sorts.
You're rather fortuitous that we were close by. You're very, very far from home. And not everyone that we've encountered out here is as friendly as we are. So we're happy to provide aid where we can, if you can point us in the direction and the source of your damage here.
Well, right now my main warp core is inoperable, and I'm missing a wing. If you can either give me a stabilizer or reattach the wing in some aspect, that would be preferable. I would like to leave here under my own power, but should repairs not be possible, then I will need to have a private conversation with your commander.
Well, I'm sure that a conversation with our commander may be advisable anyway, but the warp core should be fairly simple depending on what sort of damage it sustained, and Commander Zephyr and I are quite adept at extravehicular activity, so we should be able to reattach that wing.
It's true.
No, I don't plan on rolling badly on this, guys.
So he.
Do you have any wounded that require any sort of immediate medical attention that we need to bring back to our vessel? Or
No, it is only myself and my Parmakai.
in the entire ship?
Correct.
What's the general crew complement of a bird of prey?
Out of
Depends on
character,
the
it's anywhere between 40 to 200, depending on how much they
Right.
want to stuff Klingons in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends on the class of bird of prey, too.
Right.
The dinky ones can be like 20 people.
Right. And this,
There's
to be
40
clear,
different
is one of the
colors.
dinky ones,
Okay. Gotcha.
which I think is Burrell. Yes, Burrell is the
Yep,
small
yes,
one.
the Burrell.
Yeah. Wow. It's a skeleton crew. How do you two handle all of the ship's operations so smoothly?
Well, we are nominally a science vessel, and we have take great pride in our automation. And in fact, as he says automation, it's not a Roomba that comes through, but it's the Klingon variation of a Roomba. So I guess just imagine a Roomba, but it's got like a mechleth or a batleth that's like coming up out of the top, and it just whirs by.
Oh, all right.
Roomba, it's Batleth unleashed.
Little attack dogs in here, man. Well, we'll help however we can. Manager All, you by all means take the lead. I'm just here for extra sets of hands if you need me.
Very well.
Let me see you to my warp core and where my Parmakai is currently located.
That would be excellent.
What is your Parmakai's name?
She is named Julie. You actually might know of her. She's a human.
Okay.
And then he realizes he's talking to a Temerian and a Denobulan, and he says, "My apologies. I keep forgetting Federation. Perhaps your Commander Mason may know of Julie."
Oh, just because she's human, that's what you're saying?
Well, yes, isn't that how it works?
Oh, no, but well, I mean, maybe I don't know who she is, but perhaps Commander Mason will. But there are a lot of humans, so.
Well, where are my manners? Come, I'm keeping you from
Yes.
very important work. And he leads you through the Klingon Roomba corridors. And eventually you are brought to the warp core. And as I've described, for some reason, 3 or 4 times this week, the Klingon warp core is basically, on the left, you've got your big old cylinder of matter. On the right, you've got your big old cylinder of antimatter. And then there's yellow tubes that connect into the dilithium intermix chamber in the center. And then EPS conduits just kind of go every which way because Klingons and engineering, what is that?
Sure.
But waiting for you there is Julie. She also kind of graying, a little bit elderly, but she looks in actually really good shape for her age. Like, this is the equivalent of like a 60 to 70-year-old bodybuilder, if that makes any sense.
Oh,
so
wow.
she's actually even maybe a little bit more ripped than she has any right to be. But she kind of says, waves, says, good, you've brought help. And she looks at you, Gerald. I'm guessing you're the person to talk to about engineering matters.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Well, how good are you at cold starting a warp core without any dilithium?
Without any dilithium. I like a challenge. It's been a hot minute.
Well, that's the situation we face ourselves in. We were hit by, and she looks at Ka, and he nods. We were hit by the anomaly, and unfortunately it shattered all of our dilithium into nothingness. And unfortunately we were flung into this area of space with no means of any power except for backups, which we're currently running on.
Do you have the fragments of the crystals?
No, that's the thing, is that when this anomaly hit, it tore everything dilithium apart at a submolecular level.
Not even dust. Great. I'm going to hit my communicator. Gerald to Event Horizon.
Go ahead.
Could you check with one of the engineers on the ship? There should be one more who can check the warp core to see if we have just a little bit in our spare container of dilithium.
Why?
The Klingon vessel is completely out of dilithium. It atomized, which is not something that you see every day.
It's very difficult to atomize dilithium, but
Yes.
I suppose stranger things have happened.
I mean, I could turn on visual and I could open up the dilithium chamber if you'd like. I'm sure there's... I look at Julie. There's nothing in there, right?
Nah, not a thing.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I believe you when you say there's no dilithium, but they're missing an entire wing. This ship needs to be towed back to the starbase.
It does, but if we can get at least a little bit of extra power, it will help moving it. And we should have some dilithium to spare.
All right, I'll see what we have.
Thank you, Captain. In the meantime, I will see how I can get this set up for a cold start.
So where were you all at when you encountered the anomaly and it flung you here?
Well, we were actually out in the Shackleton Expanse. We were just out there away performing our experiment, and at the word experiment, like Ka coughs and goes, and Julie says, oh, right, we were exploring when we just were hit by the anomaly.
Listen, I'm not really a science guy. I don't tend to care too much about what you were or weren't doing. You don't need to share too much with me if you don't want to. It's your business, and at the moment we have no reason to pry, so don't. We're all friends here. Everything's good.
And I think Julie smiles, but Ka really doesn't. In fact, he very noticeably, like, he goes to put his hand on his thigh, but then pulls it away, kind of a thing. And Julie says, well, I mean, it looks like your Lieutenant Commander Jarrell's doing work. What can I have you do? Are you any good at impulse engines? Are you good at fusion reactors?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yes.
I passed the Starfleet engineering courses.
You know what? That's good enough. Here, perhaps you can help me. Perhaps you can help me with our fusion reactor.
Let me. Maybe I should back up just for a moment. I did pass the Starfleet engineering courses. However, the Starfleet engineering courses are not the most grueling things for the areas of expertise that I am focused in. I'm happy to assist you as long as you are able to take the lead.
Sure, but do you know the difference between a positronic relay and a neutronic relay?
I understand that they are different words and that they have different meanings. Beyond
You
that,
see Jarrell kind of look over.
right.
And I think Julie just looks at you a little bit critically and goes, maybe it's best I just have you hand me tools.
That I am very, very good at handing tools to people. That I have no problems with that.
And then Ka, seeing everybody tasked, he says, then perhaps I will beam over and have the conversation with the commander while you all are working. And then?
Yep.
We do a cut. Mason, would you like to talk to Ka in your ready room? Would you like to talk to him just in the hallway? Because again, Event Horizon, very tiny. Where would you like to physically meet Ka here for the meeting?
Probably on the bridge. It's the biggest space we have.
Okay. So yeah, Ka is being
ready rooms. Ready room's like a bed and a tiny desk and standing room. So.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe you wanted to present egalitarian strength. Who knows? But yeah, you beam him into the hallway because again, that's where your transporter pad is, and then you walk him the 5 feet to the bridge, and yeah, he just kind of takes a look around and says, remarkable. I think you are working, or if I saw correctly in the hallway, this is I didn't even think coaxial warp was feasible. Seems like you've got a working prototype here.
How did you manage to get here?
One moment, the Navy's buzzing me again.
I mean, there's no realistic way that a Klingon vessel should be able to make that journey to this place.
Well, and he kind of looks around at the instruments. Can you turn off all listening devices in this area?
There's like who's gonna hear what you have to say? There's nobody. I suppose so. Computer, cease recording.
All right. And once he's content with the computer's response, he says, "No, Commander Mason, was it?
Captain, if I get demoted again, I'm gonna be.
Sorry, my apologies. Captain Mason. Captain, are you familiar at all with a technology known as proto-warp?
Probably.
Is that an out-of-character or in-character? Probably.
Mason's probably familiar with just about everything, but Ravens is absolutely not.
Okay, so I'll explain for Raven's sake. So the proto-warp is what the Wolf Ray uses, and it's also what the Prodigy uses in the Prodigy TV show. It is the biggest and fastest way to travel, and it's up in the air whether coaxial warp or proto-warp is actually faster, because of just how each technology works. Like coaxial space, you fold space and just whoomp between 2 points. Proto-warp is you go stupidly fast. Stupidly fast.
That's the intergalactic travel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is like literally you can zoom around the circumference of the Milky Way galaxy in like 20 minutes if you can sustain it that long.
Gotcha. I find it very hard to believe that Klingon scientists developed an engine that could harness that amount of energy.
Well, that's why we tried it out in a Burrell class first. And everything was going well. We were able to sustain proto-warp for approximately 2 minutes. However, something went wrong in the structural containment fields, and it ripped off our wing and deposited us here in the Armstrong patch.
Who developed it?
Well, I did. Well, not just me. My Parmakai Julie also helped. And now, Mason, Julie does ring a bell for you, but you need a little bit more information. So go ahead and roll me an Insight and Command at a difficulty of 2.
What kind of focus would be applied to that? Probably nothing.
Academy weekend bar flings, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, she is jacked.
Yeah, right.
And older.
Oh, you also just got a momentum from chat, if that matters to you at all.
Woo.
Ah, thanks, Chet. I'll use that actually.
Oof, 0 successes. So unless you want to spend determination, I think that's just a big old goose egg.
I'm not that interested in Julie. I'm I'm sub 30. She's a little older than.
She's so hurt. She's so hurt. She just
Maybe in a different life.
Maybe in a different life. Well, what I'll tell you then is that Julie still does ring a bell, but it's one of those, I don't know where I know that name from in relation to propulsion technology. Like, I know she's relevant, but I don't know why.
So your Klingon team and this Julie developed protostar drive or whatever you called it.
Gravimetric protostar drive, yes.
That seems very unlikely.
Are you saying that Klingons are incapable of innovation?
I'm suggesting that Klingons are incapable of innovation at a speed greater than the Federation, yes.
Well, it's not like we developed the technology first. You have prototypes of your own. In fact, I'm pretty sure you have the Protostar class that is entirely Protostar containment.
I would love to see your drive.
Well, I'd be happy to show it to you, but just as this conversation happens, I cannot allow you to record any information from it.
That's perfectly fine. You're going to need significant repairs to your vessel. We have a starbase nearby. We could tow you over and
A
put your ship back
starbase?
together.
How did Starfleet get a starbase this far out?
I would tell you, but
It's
then
classified.
you probably have to record it or something stupid.
But you've turned off all recording devices, and I don't have any.
Great, we're in agreement. When would you like me to begin the tow?
Well, I would like to try and get my vessel moving under its own power before any tow happens. The protostar containment is a very volatile thing. If we're not careful, it could blow subspace across this sector apart.
Probably
Then wouldn't it make more sense
to know.
Especially with your taste.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump start this warp core. Oh, it's not a normal warp core, Giral. Hi.
Jarrell's looking around going, what the fuck is...
Something doesn't look right.
All right, well, one other thing. The lithium that you need that was atomized, was that an effect of your drive, or?
We believe it is something that we either miscalculated or that we hit while at proto-warp.
You wouldn't happen to have sensor scans that I could cross-reference? I'm very curious just to understand that phenomenon.
I can provide you a certain amount of information from our computer databanks, yes.
Outstanding.
Meanwhile,
Well, we'll let the crew get to it.
Meanwhile, back at Giral and Zephyr, Giral, you have gotten a little bit of fragmented dilithium, and that's all you really need to jumpstart things. But now comes a very important role, which will probably color this entire session. Giral.
Does Giral figure out that one of these things is not like the other?
That is part of this role.
Yep.
So let's start with the do you figure it out role. This is an insight engineering difficulty of 4.
Oof. And we have no momentum.
No momentum in the hat. Nope. But that's what threat's for. You can always give me threat.
That's true. Would my warp field dynamics or reverse engineering or starship construction come
all
into
of those
play
would.
here?
All of those.
Okay, cool. Now the question is, do I use a determination here or do I save it for the next bit? Because that's probably going to be also very important.
Yeah.
It just depends on which one you want to blow up on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's save it for the next one then, because, yeah. Yep. We all know how I roll.
Yeah.
So it's a difficulty of 4. Crap. Can I give you 3 threat for 2 extra dice?
Sure. I'll go up to 11 threat.
All right.
All right. Well, look at that. Peter actually rolled really well. Who is he? So you do get 2 momentum back for your troubles. Giral, this is, if you're looking at this right, this is just one of 2 warp cores. But the second warp core isn't here. It's elsewhere on the vessel. In fact, you're pretty sure looking at the schematics of this vessel, the only other place they could put a second warp core is in the cargo bay.
I'm going to run a scan to see if starting my warp core is going to create a feedback loop with whatever this thing is, which probably is going to require me to follow its conduits down to the cargo bay, and I will have my face glued to my tricorder.
So, this is an out-of-character question for Peter. Have you ever seen or heard of somebody jump-starting a car the wrong way?
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
It's a very electrifying experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to complete the analogy here, instead of connecting ground to ground, negative to negative, whatever the actual, connection is supposed to be, if you are not careful, you will blow up not one warp core, but 2 warp cores.
Ooh, boy. Okay, so I will rip a hole in subspace and obliterate everything within a 5 light-year radius.
Mhm.
Nice.
Nice. This feels like the good one for determination. You probably chose correctly here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I need to figure out which way this power flow is working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to try to get as close to that cargo bay as I possibly can.
All right. Well, to sort of set the scene, as you're like buried in your tricorder walking down the hallways, I think Julie notices you and like hands her tool to Zephyt and says, excuse me, Lieutenant Commander Geralt, you can't go in there."
Why not? There's a power source that could be interfering with the warp core. And if I don't figure out what's going on with this power source, Shaka when the walls fell 5 light years.
And Julie looks a little bit nervous and says, okay, should have expected that. And she taps her Klingon version of the communicator. Honey, are you there? And back in the conversation with Mason and Ka says, yes, I am here, go ahead. They want to check our cargo bay so that we don't blow a hole 5 light years in diameter. And I think Ka looks very pointedly at Mason and says, well, I did promise the captain a view of what we have in the cargo bay, so yes, let Geralt through. Okay. And then I think Ka sort of motions back up the hallway all of 5 feet and says, so, would you like to come and see it now?
Well, we might as well. Coco, you want to come for a field trip?
Of course she does.
Sorry, you're going to have to repeat that because apparently not only 5 planes have to land in quick succession, but they have to buzz my house to do it. I'm not salty at all.
I was just saying we got to bring Coco with us.
Well, Koku's back at Cygnus Station.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, we didn't bring her.
Tragic.
Didn't get qualified.
Well, now you can hang it over her head of like, this
Yeah,
is why
not
you
good
get
enough, apparently.
qualified.
Yeah.
You could have seen this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll head over. We'll leave. Who is it? Kasich in charge?
Something like that, or it's your Tellarite doctor might even be the ranking officer.
Or the
Okay,
Boulder.
yeah,
I think
the
he's still
smoker,
on the
yeah.
ship.
Boulder also qualifies, yeah. All right. So as a group, you are introduced into the Klingon cargo bay of this Burrell class, and yes, there is a second warp core in here, much designed like the first. But the interesting part is the containment vessel that is connected to both warp cores. And I'd like you to imagine basically a transparent cylinder that goes from deck to ceiling. And in the middle of it is a proto-star, a literal baby sun is in this force field.
Oh.
Soketh, his eyes uncovered. Jaral is just standing there basically like jaw on floor. He hasn't seen this before.
Gerald, what's the danger of that thing breaching containment?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that safe as it is at the moment?
I think so. He's gonna look at Julie.
I mean, as long as we have our secondary reactors going and we get one warp core going, yeah, it's safe.
Wait, the secondary reactors aren't working well either?
Well, that's what Zephyt and I were working on before.
Jaral's eyes become dinner plates.
Okay. How
So you
long do
guys
we
got
have before the sun gets out of the jar?
yeah.
We have, and Julie looks at her instrument, 3 hours.
So you guys got immensely lucky by crashing into the Armstrong patch and not detonating awfully, right? Like that can't be
Draw.
understated.
Could you fix the secondary reactor so we don't all die?
This one, I believe so.
Thank you.
Gerald, you have a turkey baster, a paperclip, and a sock. Fix it.
Nice.
MacGyver, his brain running.
I will take
I have
some time
something.
and see if I can determine a way to safely shut this thing down.
Jaral is going to be like, okay, I have 30 minutes that I can use. I'm going to check the fusion reactors to make sure that this containment is safe before I try to do anything with this.
All right, go ahead and give me a reason engineering difficulty of 0 for hopefully some momentum.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to say that my starship construction is going to help as a focus, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Who is he?
What's
That
happening?
is 5 momentum total by my reckoning. Well done.
Peter, please don't burn all the good rolls now.
I don't know.
So,
I'm having your
Jaral, the secondary reactors are actually not the problem as much as Julie is stating. Like, the secondary reactors are working just fine, all things considered.
Okay.
The problem, and the reason you have a ticking time clock, is that the secondary reactors just aren't enough power to contain a protostar. Like, they can be a stopgap measure, but you need at least 1 full warp core's worth of power to keep that protostar contained. 2 is ideal, 1 is passable, secondary is you have a ticking time clock.
Nice. Okay, so I need to do a coordinated jumpstart of both so that they don't do a feedback loop. Yeah. So we don't so we don't have a feedback loop into the normal warp core and blow it up, or have an overcharge into the protostar warp core and cause a fritz on the containment field. Great.
Can we shut down the protostar drive?
Well, Mason, that sounds like an excellent roll for you. Why don't you give me a reason science at a difficulty of 2?
Reason science. No focus, eh?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
We do have momentum.
We do.
I'll spend one of those.
All right, well, you get the momentum right back. So, Mason, I have good news and bad news. The good news, yes, it is theoretically possible to shut this down. The problem is the protostar has to go somewhere. And it should be stated maybe even more clearly, this is a baby star that has been compressed, hence the gravimetric part of the name. If you release it from its gravimetric containment, it's going to expand.
And we're going to die a fiery death in the corona of a sun.
Unless you're very careful about where you deploy it, yes.
So I'll spend momentum to ask a question.
Okay.
Are we aware of a safe way of bleeding off the energy for the star? Like, can we build a new baby star in a safe spot here?
I mean, are you saying that... All right, let me redo that in my brain. Are you asking if you can safely deposit the star somewhere in the Armstrong patch, or are you asking, can I make a second star kind of a thing?
I'm asking if we can safely discharge the protostar containment here.
Okay.
I don't care if the Klingons keep their engine.
Okay.
Screw them.
Screw 'em. Okay. I would say that yes, but it's going to require someone very good at the helm. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's Effet. And it's going to require coordination from your toe and the engineer responsible for pushing the brake in case of an emergency button, equivalent thereof. And if all those parts are not moving in succinct ability, you have a problem.
Nice.
And since I asked one question, I will ask a second. The second being, if things go sideways through this process, is there a way we could just simply eject it and warp away safely?
You can, but the problem is if the protostar breaches containment in a certain way, it literally takes out almost half a sector with it.
Could we have most people on the event horizon in case we need to coaxial jump the heck out of here?
It's something you could do.
So I've asked two questions. We can make a trait.
Mm-hmm.
Would that just be like
not coax, protostar caution.
Protostar caution. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
something along that line, or protostar
Contingency,
Plan.
something
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
that. Proto-contingency.
So that'll lower the difficulty to a... Well, I'll get into that, but it lowers the difficulty a little bit.
Cool.
All right, so we'll present this idea to Ka.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ka
The-
sort
the
of sighs and says, I would prefer to do that at a last resort. Generating a protostar in such containment is a very costly procedure. But if there is no alternative, I would much rather dump the core than blow up subspace.
I believe this is the safest thing for everyone.
Very well. Then put us under tow, get us ready for warp, and let me know when to push the button.
All right, let's find a place we can drop a baby star.
So we're not trying to start it? Or are we getting to a place where if we have to drop it, we can?
We'll try to contain it if we can, but I want to be in a place where we can dump it if we have to.
Okay, just making sure.
Well, I have good news for you, at least on that second front. You're already out in the boonies of the Armstrong patch, nothing in the immediate area.
Okay.
We'll be thorough just in case there's some
Right.
setting magnetic nebula around her. You know what I mean?
Yes. I guess I'll
Well, you
go
know what
back to the
occurs
event
to me?
horizon.
You know what
do
occurs
the-
to me
make
is
sure
I have
we're
11
right.
threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You do.
I'm going to spend 4 of it to say that as you scan the immediate area of space, you're like, okay, no planets, no rogue planets, no other stars. Oh no, there's space whales, and space whales are endangered. Oh no.
But placing the star here wouldn't theoretically endanger them. It's just that we fail, then we kill a bunch of space whales, right?
I'm being quiet on purpose.
We're not risking an endangered
Yes.
species on purpose. I don't even know how to run these numbers. But what would happen if we use the coaxial drive and just put us in between galaxies where there's absolutely nothing?
Okay, so you literally want to go extra galactic on this one.
I mean, we must know where there's empty space for sure.
Yeah.
So that is possible. It's just going to require one hell of a coaxial roll, is what it is. But it is the safest thing you could do.
The safest thing we could do is actually fix it.
Yes.
Right.
But if we can't fix it, we need to not destroy everything in 5 light years.
Mhm.
including us, because we're within 5 light years.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, if we want to coaxial warp into the big empty, we're going to have to do some calculations here quick, because we're running out of time.
You start fixing, I'll start mathing.
Okay.
Well, let's handle Gerald first, because I have a feeling that if you fail this roll, we're going to have a bigger problem than getting out into space.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's what we're
Gerald,
gonna.
no pressure. No pressure at all. Here is the roll to cold start the warp cores and not have a feedback loop. It was a difficulty of 6. The trait that Mason just made lowers that to a 5. I have 7 threat. I'm going to spend 3 of it to make your complication range a 17 to 20. So it's a difficulty 5, 17 to 20 complication range.
Okay. All right.
There is the thought process, just so we have it. I don't know. Do you have cautious or bold, or which one do you have?
Neither.
Okay, because I do have the XO ability now. So if we have that 3 momentum still, you can reroll.
We do.
You can get your determination back. So
I have veteran. I can't technically get it back too.
right. Okay.
So, but yeah.
I can assist. I assume I could direct anyway, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine I'm also going to be using focus because I have warp fields and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm going to use respect the machine, understand the machine, because this is something that requires a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use determination there.
And how many dice are you buying is the question.
That's the question. What was the roll again? It was reason engineering?
Daring engineering.
Daring engineering. Okay, I clicked on the wrong thing, so hang on. Focus determination 17. Okay. Difficulty of 5. I'm going to use 1 momentum, 2 threat to get 2 more dice.
Okay.
So I got a determination. I've got a focus. Any other thing that you guys think we can weasel into here to?
Yeah, I'll direct this task, and I'll use determination. The pen is mightier because we're being smart and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case,
they'll give you 2.
One thing I have to ask is, do you have the talent that reduces the momentum cost for using direct?
I do not.
Okay, then it would cost 1 momentum, but if you're using determination on your assist, then that's already 4 successes you're starting at.
No, isn't that a standard action for me and allows...
You assist with a presence command unless they changed it. I mean, let me quickly verify.
Oh, that's fine. I don't want to slow anything down.
No, I mean, you're probably right, but it's good to know. Let me look it up as a jet flies over my house for the 8th time.
Mm-hmm. Just a nice busy
When's it
day.
busy today?
Yeah, just doing some flybys.
Like, seriously, I cannot understate how low they're flying today. Like, they must be doing touch and goes. There's no reason they should be this low.
And they're all mad, too, because it's getting late.
Right.
Okay, command. Here it is. No, so actually, I was half right. So you do spend 1 momentum, and you select an ally who you assist. It's a major action you tell them to do. But instead of presence command like it was in first edition, it's now control command.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still momentum spend. Okay, that's good to
There
know.
is now a specific talent in second edition which removes that momentum spend. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I know it exists because one of my other players has it.
So that'll give us 2. It'll cost us a momentum. That's a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I've got at least 2 from my determination.
Right.
So
we're starting out at a base of a 4.
Yeah.
So we should be okay.
Hey, here we go. Peter when the dice fell.
outside your 4 complications, yes.
Can we get a check
Okay.
on Peter? Can
Yeah,
somebody
are
go
you-
to Peter's house and just
Yeah.
make sure he's not a changeling? Can we?
So far, I'm not dead.
That's
Like,
good.
we're not having like a ghost of me or something. Can I
This
even
is when
check
we're
my
all
own
gonna
pulse if
wake
I'm
up.
dead?
This is all a dream.
So that is
Where's the
9.
French music, guys?
Yeah.
That is 9 total successes, which means you get 4 momentum back for that. Yeah, you restart the warp core and you do it very well.
Nice.
And in fact, you how do I even want to say this? I would say that not only are you able to jumpstart the first warp core, you jumpstart the second warp core, and everything is green across the board. The protostar is contained tremendously. It is no longer in danger of breaching containment.
Alrighty.
But I have 6 threat.
So just as Jaral is leaning back from the control panel and just sagging in relief.
There is a proximity alert in the Klingon vessel, and moments later, you hear the sound of space whales glomping onto the Klingon vessel.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, that's going to cause so much heartburn.
Is Julia still in the engineering?
Oh yeah, Julia's here, Ka's here, Mason's here, Zephit's here.
Oh, everyone saw that. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Jaral, hearing this, is just gonna be like, is there something about the power frequency of the protostar that attracts stellar creatures?
Well, we never really tested, this is Ka speaking, we never really tested it with space whales, but I suppose a certain harmonic frequency is generated by the core. Perhaps they feel it as a mating call?
Jaral's going to pull up his tricorder and sync with the event horizon to see the exterior cameras.
It's
to
not
see
pretty.
what
It's not
okay,
anything I can
yeah.
describe on stream.
You just see Jaral's face like go.
I'm
Well,
sure
we can't turn it back off.
No, but we could adjust some shield harmonics or something to.
Right. Make it so they hate this. Maybe we can launch a probe that emulates whatever their mating call is and that they like more.
Or something or other. Let's Zephyr, can I get you on the event horizon and on the colonist?
Yep.
We're going to start this towing and see if we can dry these whales off. But
Now that the Klingon ship has a working warp core, can we engage its tractor beam to pull its wing?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like a daisy chain. You're pulling the bird of prey, and the bird of prey is pulling its wing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Now, of course, we have space wheels doing questionable things for the bird of prey, but PG-13. So I just want to paint that picture that the Cygnus station having a good old time. Koku's qualifying herself on the 6th thing for the day. When she walks by a window and she sees the event horizon drop out of warp with a bird of prey, and the bird of prey has space whales, and it's also carrying its own wing. And she just looks out at this area of space and goes, "The hell did I miss? Did I miss a brief? Koku to ops, did I miss a briefing?"
Is she calling the station, I guess?
Yeah, like she's just coming up to ops. Did I miss a briefing? Was there space whales that we were aware of?
No.
very excitable.
But back on the event horizon, you are now in full view of Cygnus Station. You have the station's facilities to use if you so wish. Ka, who is still with Jaral, who I assume stayed on the Bird of Prey? ?
Yeah, he is monitoring these 2 warp cores because while he's pretty confident that he did it, he's still not 100% sure, and he's really weirded out by the space whale, so he's trying to figure out what's causing this.
Get him out of here.
All right. Well, what I would say is that is plane number 10. Seriously? Number 10? Really? Really?
It's just the ambiance.
I
the space
legitimately might have to seriously edit this video to cut out the silences because that's like number 10 and it's getting on my nerves. Seriously. Why now?
You're done flying. Please go to sleep. Go home.
Yes. All right. Well,
See your wives.
here's what I'll say is that you do get a call from the station. It is the station commander whose name I remember in a moment. His name was... He was Cossack. Yeah. No, it wasn't Cossack. It was Naral. Naral is the station commander. Naral comes and says, Captain Mason, I see you have the Bird of Prey and space whales.
Unfortunate side effect of Klingon design protostar drive.
I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. You're telling me the Klingons have a protostar drive?
Well, they have a protostar prototype.
I see. And at this point, Koku runs an ops. You mean that somebody has a protostar drive? Can I see it?
If you can figure out a way to non-violently persuade the whales from leaving the Bird of Prey alone.
Well, I mean, that's easy.
Without hurting them.
You just turn the harmonic frequency into a sub-variant gradient. It's very easy. You just do this, this, and this.
Well, you're in ops, so you can pass along your suggestions to the commander. And
Commander, you heard that, right? Yes, Koku, I heard it.
wow.
All right, everybody, you ready? We're giving it up for number 12, everybody. Hi, number 12.
There he goes. You're doing great up there, pal. Keep it up.
Coco, you really got to work on this whole chain of command, social skill thing. This whole thing, you just got to dial it down just a little.
Yeah.
And I will lecture you for as long as it takes for the 12th plane to land. I could do this all day.
Yep.
No, I think it's landed. Maybe? Oh, fuck.
Nice.
No, it's coming around again. You know what? I don't care. You all can hear it this time. I give
He's
up.
making another pass. No.
It's a trap.
Oh, my God. All right, well, Koku passes along the data. Mason, you look at the proposed situation. Yes, it's actually a very easy, souring the milk, souring the siren's call. It's a daring science. It's a difficulty of 3. The event horizon assists with a communication science.
Nice.
Well, okay. We got 5 momentums.
And because it's funny, I'm going to spend all my threat to say that your complication range is a 16 to 20.
Nice.
Ooh. Does the ship still have a focus, or did that go away with it?
Ship always has a focus, but what we got rid of was the complication increase, but it's
Right.
also 16 to 20 now.
Yeah. Okay.
Gerald, could you give me my determination back? Or Zephyr? Sorry.
We didn't have enough momentum when.
That reminds me, I forgot to roll for mine. Oh well.
I don't
Also,
think we had
it's-
enough momentum when it happened for me to be able to give it back.
No,
it doesn't matter. It's
can't
his
you do
meeting.
that whenever? I don't think you have to do it right that moment. I think you literally just say 3 momentum and you get it back.
Yeah, I think.
Anytime, yep.
I thought it was when the outer character spends the determination, I can spend 3 momentum.
Well, you know what? I'm in the PDF already. Let me verify.
Define when.
Right? I guess technically, they
It's still in
did
the same
spend
session.
it. Right? Yeah.
Executive officer. Yes, you are correct. You are very much correct. It says when an allied character in communication with you spends a determination, you may spend 3 momentum immediate
Oh,
well,
to
there it is.
enable the character to regain the spent point of determination.
How does it work? Because technically,
Wow.
Mason rolls the assist after Peter did the primary role. So he succeeded by a higher metric, so we got momentum. Could I have done it when he spent it for his assist?
I'll
'Cause
allow it in this
technically-
instance, yeah. So
Okay.
just knock off 3 momentum and you can have your determination back.
There you go.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's a pretty big change, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to be
but
in
what was
first
that? Daring
edition.
Science?
Yeah, it's a daring science. Because, yeah, it used to be in first edition that it was 3 whenever, so... No, stop it. No, bad. No. Okay, he's not over my house. I think I'm okay.
Right, there you go.
You said 17 to 20?
That was
17
me.
to 20. Mm-hmm.
I was just checking if I got my determination back. I did not.
Tragic.
And I'll buy die.
Okay,
Oh,
well, there's
Wow.
5, 6 successes. Well done.
What's going on?
Wow, this is strange.
Yeah, so...
I'm waiting for the Twilight Zone theme to start playing.
Yeah.
No, that's the Jets. I'm sorry. I've been playing it this whole time. And when number 13 comes in, just... Anyway, yes, with 6 total successes, also hello, Raiders. 6 total successes, I'm going to say you get 3 momentum right back, so you're back up to 5 momentum again. Who are you people?
Yep.
But yeah, what happens is we see a purple beam lance out of the deflector dish of the event horizon, and you just shoot it out into space. You're not hitting the whales, you're not hitting the bird of prey, you're just shooting a purple deflector beam out into space. And sure enough, the space whales decouple from the bird of prey and begin pursuing the purple beam away from the station.
Nice.
Good job.
Outstanding.
Yeah, what a winner.
And I think Ka, at this point, sort of conference calls in and says, may I ask something of you, Captain?
Of course.
Well, we have our protostar contained. However, I'm looking at your station and it doesn't necessarily have dry dock capabilities. Do you think you could reattach the wing? Because without that extra wing, we cannot go home. You would have to take us with you.
Well, we might.
I'm not sure that. I'm sorry?
Oh, out of character. We might have to take you with us anyway.
I'm not particularly enthused about the idea of using coaxial drive on a protostar enabled ship without some study. So I could take you home, but the ship would need to stay.
Well, I mean, my life is the ship, as it is Julia's. And at this, Koku says, wait, hold on. Julia? Julia Cochran? Literally, the Cochran?
That explains. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Captain, did you not know that Julia Cochran was on it? I'm going to shut up.
I was really confused about the Klingon protostar drive. I went down the wrong rabbit hole, and that's a little racist now that I say it out loud.
Yeah.
Hey, number
it's not
14,
really
everybody.
racist, really,
Number
statistically
14.
speaking. It's just...
Comes.
Okay, number
Regardless,
14 is stopped.
Nice.
I don't understand what you just said. You are the ship is you, but...
Well, it is Julia's and my work. It's our life's work to bring the protostar drive to a safe and usable technology to the Klingon Empire. We hope to use it to one day travel to another galaxy.
I mean, you could have just went with... Anyway. But, okay, I can't... I don't think we want to... Yes, we can fix your ship. It will take some time. You'll need to stay here while we do it.
Very good. I will bring over a bottle of blood wine, and we will wait for your finest engineers to work on my vessel.
Yay.
Outstanding.
Hey, Zephyr, you ready for another extravehicular excursion?
You know it. I love carrying the tools in space.
All right. And unfortunately, that is where we're going to have to stop today because I literally have been texting somebody in the background asking why there's so many damn planes.
Nice.
They're going to be doing this for the next 3 hours. And I do not think it's conducive to, me. It's funny in the moment, but it's very frustrating to have to pause
Right.
every 5 minutes. So we'll just end early today. We started a little bit late, but that's okay. I'll just make a note here that the Klingon Ka and Julia Cochran will be around at the beginning of next session. Like maybe the opening log is them warping away, kind of a thing.
After Giral took a tumble and floated in between ships for a hot minute. I'm sure that happened.
I mostly just wanted that ship here long enough for us to 100% get to study it.
Oh yeah. You'll definitely have that long enough. Cool. All right, well, Twitch, stick around because we're going to raid somebody, but YouTube, hey, number 17. See you later, YouTube.
Beautiful.